Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Taylor Field, and I am here today because it is the 10th anniversary of Assassin's Creed, and I wanted to share a little bit about my experience with Assassin's Creed as a huge fan. Um, I, I think this franchise it's got me to where I am today. I think the messages and the story that is involved with this whole series is just phenomenal. And where it started for me was when I was much younger. I went over to a friend's house, and it was Christmas week, and he had Xbox 360. I didn't yet. I was still GameCube, but he was playing Assassin's Creed 1, and I didn't know anything about the game, what was going on. Just the fact that he was an assassin in the Middle Ages. He was running around and he was killing bad guys, and the time period, the combat, it was very cool, and it really pulled me in. And I thought, this is a game I want to get. I want to know and understand more of what's going on. And finally, when I was able to save up enough money for my Xbox 360, I went to Best Buy, and the only console I wanted was the Xbox 360 bundle that came with Assassin's Creed 1. And Best Buy was the only one that had it, so that's the one I went with, picked it up, and I played non-stop Assassin's Creed. It was fantastic, and finally I learned, okay, this is what it's all about. These Templars, these assassins, the pieces of Eden, it's this whole circle, the tenets of the Creed, everything, and it just totally pulled me in, and I wanted more. And I had no idea, okay, are they gonna make another Assassin's Creed? Like, I was still a young gamer, so I didn't know these things really, like what to expect. And finally, when they announced that Assassin's Creed 2 was coming out, my birthday was coming up, and I went to my dad. My dad, the new Assassin's Creed is coming out. I really, really want it. And luckily enough, he helped me pre-order it from EB Games, and sure enough, I was able to get it. I got a couple extra bonus missions in there, which was cool. But then for my birthday party, my dad went even further and got me the strategy guide. The essential guide basically has game concepts, artwork, strategies, everything, like weapons, tactics, sequences, all this awesome stuff. And it's absolutely, I love this so much with the maps and everything. And and the hardcover too. I mean, and that's what started me on the trend of collecting the hardcover strategy guides. I have them for Black Flag, Unity, Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Revelations. Like, I'm hooked. And they're all hardcover, of course. But moving on, after Assassin's Creed 2, that was the one that I got to start off at the beginning. 100% completed, feather locations, everything. I fell in love with Ezio Auditore. Moving on to Brotherhood. Brotherhood became my favorite Assassin's Creed to date. I loved being able to recruit other members of the Brotherhood. I loved Ezio's development as a character. His storyline and the introduction of multiplayer just pulled me into this world even further, and I could not fathom how excited I was to just wake up in the morning and be like, yeah, after school, Brotherhood, get on with my friends and everything. It was absolutely outstanding. And this only just fed my craving and addiction for Assassin's Creed. As a fan, the world was growing, and it was a world I just wanted to be a part of. And it was around this time that I took to Facebook, and I thought, I want to share this with other people, and I created a Facebook group for Assassin's Creed Revelations when that was announced, and I started getting followers on there, and it got so huge and serious. People started to think like, wow, am I the real deal here? Like, am I like a part of Ubisoft or something? Because people were asking me questions about release dates, DLC content. I thought, well, I'll answer the questions because I love it. So from Revelations onwards to Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed Rogue, Black Flag, Unity, like just progressing through, I've accumulated so many followers on my Assassin's Creed page, and I've just been developing this love for this franchise even more, to the point where I want to collect these statues. And I don't even like to open them. I know that pains some people that know me, the fact that I don't open my statues. But how could I? They just look so good in their boxes. Collecting the wrist blades, And I think it was around the time of Assassin's Creed Revelations, I thought, I want to have a costume. I want to dress up as an assassin, feel like that. So, again, I took to my dad. I'm like, hey, Uh, I got no sewing experience, period. Can you teach me some tips and tricks? So sure enough, I went online, I found designs for and schematics for basically building an Assassin's Creed costume, making 2 tunics, the hood, everything. And sure enough, he helped me, he instructed me how to do certain things on sewing and cutting, and I was able to make the tunics, everything. And the hood was a little tricky, but eventually managed to get the hood made. And the wrist gauntlet was just taken off of basically the concept of using just a drawer slide, and I definitely needed his help with that because that was a bit tricky to turn into a wrist blade, but I wasn't able to go down to a local shop or any games or anything and actually just snag a wrist blade like you can today. So we had to make one from scratch, but yeah, basically my Altair costume is made out of tablecloths for the robes and the hood. Then the belt that he wears is basically the back part of a jacket, a brown jacket, with red hemming stitched around, and then the sleeves of that jacket form the gauntlets and the vambraces, and then the wrist blade that's homemade out of drawer slide is mounted onto that, and the rest is history. Just since I had that costume, every time I wear it, it feels so. It feels like I'm connected to these characters, and being able to experience and be pulled into that world even further, but bringing it from the video game perspective into real life, and being recognized and acknowledged as like Assassin's Creed fan, hey, and it's so exciting. And since then, just added to the costume as well, I've been able to find much more cooler features that I can add to it, and it's gotten to the point where like I've built a few costumes since then, and I've gotten a knack for it too. And just even what I'm wearing now, like just finding things like this Assassin's Creed hat or the Assassin's Creed hood. I mean, there's so many things, and it's a part of everyday life. I find it's just I don't go anywhere without seeing something Assassin's Creed. Maybe it's just I'm spending too much time in EV games. Maybe it's just me. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that everywhere I go, there's Assassin's Creed, and I love it so much. As my journey continued, I mean, eventually I got to take a trip up to Fan Expo, and getting to go there was absolutely a dream come true. Getting to wear my Assassin's Creed costume and walk amongst the other Assassin's Creed fans and gamers and geeks, everything, and it blew my mind just how embraced you are, and just you see all these other people dressed as assassins, and you go up to them and you're like, hey, let's do a pose, get a picture, and like, yeah, and wrist blades out, and you're just getting the picture taken, and it was so exciting just to fit right in with this whole community. And the community for Assassin's Creed is absolutely outstanding. I know like the games can be a little rocky and buggy sometimes, but there are some loyal, dedicated fans to this franchise, and I am one of them, and I have so much respect for all those people that just stand by through the hard times, because I love Ubisoft. I think a lot of the passion and energy and time that goes into these games is absolutely beautiful. I think that their messages are incredible, but getting to share that on a personal real engaging level with these fans at Fan Expo was absolutely outstanding, and getting to meet some of the people behind the games, it was awesome getting to talk with them and engage with them and hear like their thoughts and opinions of Assassin's Creed, and a lot of the times like their journeys start after Assassin's Creed 2. And I felt like it was cool how I could relate to that too. Like my journey with Assassin's Creed really started after Assassin's Creed 2 when that came out, and I love that. It's so cool to be able to relate to these people that they made their dream come true of jumping ship onto the Assassin's Creed train and giving it a part of themselves into this franchise. But at Fan Expo, meeting these people, getting signed comics, I mean, this is just add to the collection. This was just the cherry on top for me. It was absolutely outstanding. But sure enough, I mean, the fact that Assassin's Creed branches into all these different forms of media, I mean, I love it. The toys, the toys, the apparel, the games, the comics, I mean, it's absolutely great. And the fact that they got these nice thick books right here, I absolutely love them. They're such a solid read. I have ones for, what do I have? I have Unity, I have Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 3 Forsaken, Assassin's Creed Revelations, Brotherhood, Renaissance, the Secret Crusade, and then Underworld. I have the adaptation from the film, and I have to pick up the new one, Origins. But it's more stuff to add to that craving and the desire to have more Assassin's Creed stuff. When the movie, now, I would always at high school, when I was in the computer, I'd be typing in Assassin's Creed movie, when's it happening, and the fact that Michael Fassbender was attached to the project. I remember being back in 2011, just hoping that this movie was going to come out soon. And gosh, wow, that was like six years ago, waiting and hoping for this film. And you know, I am very happy with this film. I think, you know, again, it's just a perfect piece to add to the collection, and I hope to God that we get a sequel. I think, you know, the first film, they were able to learn a lot of stuff about it, about what it's like to make that video game movie, especially based on Assassin's Creed. And I think that another one would definitely do them justice. I think that, you know, well, if you want to find more information on that, you can check out where I'm going to take this conversation next, my podcast. So, again, being a huge fan of Assassin's Creed, it doesn't stop there at the apparel, the merch, the comics, any of that. No, one of my good friends, Ruben, so me and him are hosts to a sub-podcast of Geekverse, which you have to check out, but Geeks Creed. Now, Geeks Creed was formed basically out of our huge excitement for Assassin's Creed. Now, Geeks Creed, we've done like 11 episodes and leading up to basically Assassin's Creed Origins, and we've done the movie review, we've done everything in between about the novels, games. Like, it's absolutely been outstanding, and to be able to talk with someone again and engage with them, but being able to, we realize and know that this is something that we're talking not just for us as fans, but for other fans that share this. We're putting out our message and what we feel and our thoughts out there in this podcast, Geeks Creed, and it just feels incredible to host something like that for even more people to enjoy, and to be able to put ourselves out there to bring this community even closer. I am all for that. I mean, it's been an incredible journey for me as an Assassin's Creed fan, and you know, I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. I've got so many good memories with my family. Just, they've always thought, you know, like, video games, but you know, Assassin's Creed, they see the story and the good side with Assassin's Creed as a franchise, and they understand my love for it. And you know, people are not going to always understand, like, oh, why do you like certain things, or why do you like Assassin's Creed or whatever. But at the end of the day, Assassin's Creed is so much more and in depth, with such a beautiful story, with beautiful characters. And when I play a game that's story driven, I want to play Assassin's Creed because it's visually beautiful and its characters just have such crazy, unique personalities. And to see history pulled out of the books and put onto TV that you get to engage in and experience, and if for that, at that point, it no longer feels like it's just a video game, a movie, a comic, a book, any of that. It feels so much more like it is literally just not in your mind, but it just feels like you are just being connected to just a beautiful source of content that just explains and delivers so many different emotions and abilities that just, you know, as a gamer, it just satisfies everything that I could want in so many ways. And I mean, in that perspective, it's because I get to engage and greet with other people, other fans of this series and franchise. I get to play these games. I get to share so much of my experience with other fans, and that is why I will forever be an Assassin's Creed fan. So, from this fan and many others to you, Ubisoft Assassin's Creed, happy 10th birthday. I hope that my message will go way out there and other fans will see this and be inspired to make their own messages too and send it out there. Um, until then, never compromise the brotherhood, and we will see you in the search bar. Have a good one.